The Claus Conspiracy by Dr. Tamara Pizzoli, illustrated by Anna Angrick. Spencer Stanford had been a skeptic for as long as he or anyone in his family could remember. He just wasn't the type of kid to accept things at face value. For Spencer, facts weren't facts until they underwent a rigorous process of verification and vetting. Nearly everyone and everything was questionable.
Spencer, Mom said clean up your room.
Are you sure that's what she said?
Spencer's family was used to his constant queries and supported his curiosity.
But if it's milk, how can it be lactose-free? Is this sale really 2 for 1, or is there a catch? What percentage of our donation is actually going to those in need?
But even they had to admit his questions could suffer from bad timing.
Is that Aunt Lola's wear hair? Yours doesn't grow that fast. I think it's a wig.
Spencer, please. Oh, Lord. No subject brought up more mixed feelings for Spencer than that of Santa Claus. He wasn't the only one. Half of Spencer's friends had stopped believing in Santa altogether.
My older cousin told me Santa's actually my grandpa. It makes sense. They have the same belly. I just don't think it's possible for one big guy to move around the world in one night that fast.
But for every dubious pal, Spencer could count an equal number of friends who were firm believers.
I watch the Science Channel, so I'm open to the possibility of Santa time traveling at lightning speed. Let the others not believe. It's better that way. More gifts for us.
One Tuesday afternoon in early December, Spencer decided to launch a proper investigation. He sat down at his desk and laid it all out in a detailed letter addressed to Santa. Dear Santa, my name is Spencer Stanford, and I have some concerns I'd like to bring to your attention. I'm starting to think the idea that you bring presents to all the kids around the world may be a big hoax. My main questions are as follows. If that's the case, why? What's in it for you? Is your beard real? Do you ever shave it? Are the mall Santas your cousins? How are all the presents made? How do you get into the houses without chimneys? Are all the presents made at the North Pole? Are you a big elf who was raised by smaller elves to make toys? Do you steal the toys? I'd appreciate it if you'd answer my questions, and if you're real, I'd like proof, please, or a sign. Sincerely, Spencer Stanford. Spencer mailed the letter the very next day. A few days later, it arrived at 111 Claus Place, the North Pole. Santa was relaxing in the den when his wife, Charlene, just home from her shopping trip, brought in the mail. Santa soon settled into his favorite chair and began to read aloud the daily letters. Dear Santa, I want a microscope. Dear Santa, I want a bike. The contents of the third envelope, however, made him sit straight up in his Easy Guy Deluxe chair with the multiple cookie holders. I don't believe this, Santa griped in a huff. What is it? Mrs. Claus shouted from the kitchen. This kid wants proof that I exist, and if that wasn't enough, he actually asked me in this letter if I steal the presents. The nerve! Santa crumpled the paper closed so loudly that Charlene almost dropped her gingerbread latte. Oh, Jerome, what is it now? She asked. Well, I never, Santa continued. Over the years, I've read it all. Kids who want to know how I get in the house. Kids who ask to come visit the North Pole. Kids who have lists longer than my beard. But I have never, and I do mean never, been accused of stealing. Santa handed Spencer's letter to Charlene. Well, darling, Santa's wife began, I think it's normal that this child would like some clarification. Just think of how many children around the world have, well, different ideas about you than what's actually true. In Italy, some children think you're married to some witch. I've never appreciated that. And in Sweden, there's that gnome with the red hat and the goats. And then there's the mall Santa phenomenon. Well, that alone could confuse any kid. Santa stroked his beard in deep thought. Charlene continued, I know it's your busy season, honey, but maybe it's time to set the record straight. I know, Santa finally exclaimed. I'll put out a press release. Better yet, I'll set up a televised interview. I'll contact that journalist over at Faux News, Fiona Fakelin, and... Oh no, Charlene interrupted. Almost nothing that comes out of her mouth on that program is credible. There she is on the TV now, spreading lies for ratings. I know Tallulah, and she would never do something like this. The Dallas Police Department has received a report that Tallulah the Tooth Fairy is possibly leaving fake money for children in exchange for teeth. No, Jerome, Charlene continued, you need something bigger and completely reliable. But what? Santa pondered aloud. He tossed and turned all night, considering what might be done. Santa awoke early the next morning with a clearer idea of what steps to take next. He decided to ask some good friends for advice. As chairman of the Forefathers of Fairy Tales Council, Santa convened an emergency conference call. All of the heavy hitters were present. The Easter Bunny, the Halloween Witch, Tallulah the Tooth Fairy, and the newest member of the board, the Boogeyman. All right, y'all, I'd like some input. Santa explained his dilemma in detail. I want to clear up some things for Spencer without ruining the magic of what we do at the North Pole, he said. I welcome your suggestions on what to do. Boogeyman, turn your light on. We can't see you. I really have a problem with the term forefathers for our group. I've been here since the beginning and I'm no one's father. I think we need to update it to 4 people. Duly noted, Tallulah. By the next morning, Santa's chat inbox was full of recommendations. I've been through something similar. Leave a note and explain yourself. He's a brat. Leave him coal. Just leave him candy. Kids forget everything when we get the sweet stuff. In the end, Jerome Nicholas Claus was grateful for his friend's advice, but decided to trust his first mind and make a bold statement that would be seen by the world.
Mom! Dad! It's magic! Santa got my letter!
As Spencer unwrapped his gifts on Christmas morning, he was certain that each one had been chosen and delivered with love and care. So, are you still skeptical, Spencer? Do you believe these gifts are from Santa?
I know they are.
Copyright 2020 by Dr. Tamara Pizzoli.